Straight out the boot room to Wembley, our second home. We come to conquer, no, we never walk alone. We dominate, the cream of the crop, drawing all our strength from the roar of the cock. It's all for one and one for all. Pass a move, we're talking total football. Here we go again, Roy's red machine. Liverpool, the greatest team the world has ever seen.
Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, 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 it's the Liverpool crew.
Hello and welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. Sunday, biggest game in England still. Don't care what anyone says. No matter how good or bad we are, no matter how good or bad they are, it's still the biggest game in the country. It's one of the biggest games in the world, and I'm looking forward to it. Before I get into it, I just want to touch on the USG game last night. Jay didn't see it. There's nothing really much to talk about. It was the kids playing. It was a dead rubber. USG had to win. They made it a tough game for them. I said on Twitter, Kelleher should have done a little bit better for the second one, and they had one disallowed, which I think he should have done better on as well. And I said, if we can, maybe look at replacing them in the summer, but it's a big if. Before anyone has a meltdown. No, it's a big if, because as it's been pointed out by many people, and we've just been talking about it before we started recording, finding a fucking top class number two to sit on the bench for the majority of the season is next to impossible. So, yeah, look, it was just an observation from a game that, look, we're in that stage now where we're doing well. So people don't want to wear anything negative or anything slightly, even if it's constructive criticism, people lose their heads over it and think you're slating the team and stuff like that. It's like, I couldn't have been nicer about what I said. If I was saying it to his face, he wouldn't have took any offense at all. It's just that weird stage now. But yeah, look, happy for Quanta, got his goal. Scored a professional goal before Joe Gomez, which is just fucking crazy. But yeah, look, it meant nothing. So that's all there is to it, really. But yeah, Man United. A lot of people confident going into the game. I am not one of those people just because it's United.
Yeah, I've done because they've been shit. I haven't really had that buzz for the United fixture for a while, but I've got it this time round. Looking forward to it. I think it is because we're doing well and we're sort of favourites. Based on last season, we were shite and we beat them 7-0. So I think we can top that, hopefully, in a dream world. So you don't want to make any predictions. You don't want to go in too cocky, but realistically, we should be pushing them aside and steamrolling them. But as you say, it's Manchester United. You never know what Man United's going to turn up. You don't know what Liverpool's going to turn up. I've said before, with our high line and that, your likes of Martials and your Rashfords can have a field day on a good day. So we've got to be careful and cautious, but got to go and have the confidence that we can tear them apart. Yeah,
I think for me, it just kind of stems from, you go back to the Ferguson years and you'd watch United sort of on Match of the Day, or you might watch the odd game of theirs and you'd watch them and think, they're fucking shite. How have they just won that 3-0 or something like that? And then you get into the game with us, we'd be the better team, we'd batter them all game, and then John O'Shea would pop up with a goal. Never scored a goal in his life ever, except against Liverpool. It's just that's the way it used to be. So I can never go into them too confident. It's just one of them. But like you said, after last season, the 7-0, I think, like you said, which Liverpool's going to turn up. We could definitely beat that. But then with Anfield, Onana could have the greatest game of his career.
He will, 100%.
So
it always happens against us. You could have the worst keeper and you'll have the game of their life. It's just a fucking thing that happens at Anfield. It's a nightmare. But I think even if he has the game of his life, I think he still concedes 3. So hopefully we do turn up and we go and make a statement. As you say, we're at Anfield, that the ground should be right up for it. It should be loud, boisterous. We've got an extra 7,000 heads in there, so it should be bigger and better than ever, really, especially for Man United. So, yeah, we just got to. I'm looking forward to seeing what team we field and how we set up. And I am just a bit overconfident, I think.
It's starting to feel like I don't want it to feel like the derby where you just go into it.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, like you're
You
sort of
still
not
have that
asked about it.
nervousness. You still have a nervousness about it because just in case. But you realistically, you're thinking something drastic has to happen for them to win.
Yeah.
Or we have to completely not turn up, which I know, like, the last few performances haven't been great from us, and we are starting to dip in form a little bit. The football's getting a bit sloppier. And I think we said on the last one, it's looking like a matter of time before someone catches us out because we are playing bad and picking up points. But, you know, as long as we're picking up points, you've got to be happy, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're missing a lot of players. You know, they picked up a couple of injuries more in midweek. I think Shaw and Maguire both went off.
It's a
When
good thing,
they
isn't it? For them.
for them, yeah. Yeah, so when they went out of Europe early and not playing any more Europe this season, in midweek, yeah, lose. I mean, now to be fair, Maguire has been okay for them. In what's been a sort of chop and change back line, it's kind of similar to us a few years ago, except you know we were still good at the time. um, but now it is. I think they've had a lot of defensive injuries. Obviously, no Bruno Fernandes purposely getting himself yellow carded, so we didn't have to play at Anfield again.
Shit out, yeah.
Um, I think you mentioned Martial and Rashford, but I read something somewhere that they're out as well. So
If they're out as well, like, then I
who
don't.
knows what United team's going to turn up? Might get about 5 debuts from them, to be fair.
Well, sometimes that can be a bad thing though, because say they're having a fucking terrible season. The form's terrible, the team's terrible, the manager's shite, keeps making mad decisions, and I think if you've got a few young lads who haven't played often, they come into a big game, big atmosphere like Anfield. They're only going to try the best. Mightn't be good enough, but sometimes I don't like playing against fucking teams who have a load of new players out against you. I'd rather have a team that's fucking struggling and let's go and wound them even more. But just got to see what happens. It is exciting. It's mad not knowing what team we're going to play, what team they're going to play. I haven't got an idea. I don't know where we go.
Yeah, no, it's
I don't know who I prefer.
no, it's been weird, hasn't it, the last few weeks? Because, like you said, we've dropped off. It seems in terms of the intensity, the overall performance, but we're still grinding out results. But I think the midfield's been lacking quite a bit recently. I think honestly, with the exception of Endo,
I agree, yeah.
and the forward line aren't really hitting the mark at the minute. We said it last time, but I think we're really missing Jota. I think we're seeing how much he actually brings to the team. But I think, again, we said it last time, I think Gakpo has got to start personally, but he started last night, so can't see it happening.
Yeah, I think with Jota, he's like the silent assassin. He doesn't do fuck all game, but you know, if the ball goes in the box, he's going to score it. Or he'll get the ball out wide and he just goes past 3 players all of a sudden. The others aren't quite doing it at the minute. And as we can see, if the ball drops in the box, you're not confident of a scoring unless it goes to Salah. So all the rest are missing at the minute. So, yeah, can't wait to get him back. How much longer is he out for now?
Not too sure. I don't think I think they purposely haven't put a time scale on it because obviously you look at McAllister, we thought that was just a sort of not an injury, a bit of a contact injury, and it turns out that it's actually more significant than we realised.
Yeah.
Like the studs kind of hit his muscle from what I've heard. I don't know exactly what's going on with it, but that seems to be much more significant than we thought. So it seems like they're reluctant to put a time frame on it, but I imagine I hope he's going to be back just after Christmas, maybe, but sooner it could be. I genuinely don't know, but you know, that's another miss, McAllister. Yeah, it's a weird one. We said it the other week. We were missing Jones in the midfield. He's come back and seems to be in that place again. Just before he got that really long run in the team where he's taken a bit too long on the ball, wanting all the time in the world and not getting his head up quick enough. I know we done well in fairness when he come on against Palace, I think it was. He done
Yeah.
well in that game, but I think it's taken him a little bit of time to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of them are like that at the minute. I think that a lot of them are just looking a bit lethargic and rusty. But say we are going to miss McAllister. We need Sobersley to pull his finger out a bit more now. get a bit more involved. I know he scored through the week, but he's in the 90 minutes. He's not doing much. He's getting took off most games because he's not having an impact on the game really. So we need to get him to fucking grab the United game by the scruff of the neck and run with it. Show us exactly like, you know, we're comparing him to Steven Gerrard and that. This is a Steven Gerrard kind of game. You know, if you're going to show your quality, you show it in these big games. So hopefully he turns up on Sunday. Again, don't know what the forward line's going to be. We've discussed at length that we think most of the attackers we've got are impact subs. So I'd like to see fucking Diaz and Nunes on the bench to come on and cause issues. But then who'd you play? Just a bad one. I wouldn't mind seeing. I don't know whether. Wouldn't mind seeing Harvey Elliott get a start. Personally, for what he's given us, so I don't know whether you could play him on the left and Salah on the right, and then Gakpo through the middle. I think that would work. But as you say, Gakpo started today, so doesn't look like he'd be starting.
No, I mean, I think at the minute, based on the team last night, I think the team kind of almost picks itself. I think you've got obviously the back five, including Alisson, is pretty set there. Obviously, as I just said, Alisson, Trent, Tsimikas left back, and then probably Van Dijk and Kanate centre backs, and then I think your midfield is. I think it's got to be Endo, Soboslai, and probably Jones. And then what I'd like the front three to be, I'd like Diaz on the left, Gakpo through the middle, and Salah on the right. But I think it's going to end up being Diaz, Nunes, Salah, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. With Nunes and Diaz at the minute, I think they could do it a confidence build in 20 minutes where they come on and they change a game as opposed to not being involved as much as they like during the 90 minutes. Because again, we're taking lads off every week, and I think that can start making you feel a bit shit, to be honest, when you're getting took off every single week because you're not performing. So got to just see who plays. But yeah, I'd like to see. I think Harvey Elliott deserves a chance in the team, whether that's instead of Jones or with Jones. Enzo again, front runner for a start. He deserved it. He's done nothing wrong really. He does his job. It's a tasty game, be a tasty atmosphere. So he's nailed on yellow card in the first 5 minutes. Fucking hell. Yeah, it's hard. You know what? It's a good problem to have. We've got decent depth there, but it's just what team you select for a Man United game. It's hard. What Man United turns up as well, we don't quite know. If they're gonna have to be bullish and they're gonna have to fight. So we might have to counter that by putting the likes of your Endos and a Curtis Jones in there who'll have a little kick out as well. So
yeah,
I just hope it is a proper United fixture. I hope it's a fucking team of fellas who want to kick fuck out of each other and win the game. I hope it's as much as I'd love to batter them 8-0, I love it when it's a good game of football and it's close and it's feisty and it's a proper big game.
Yeah.
I've had that feel about it for ages. It's been like we just brushed them aside and off we pop. But I hope it's got that fucking. You want a naughty tackle in the first couple of minutes, get the crowd on the feet. Get Anfield's rocking.
Yeah. No, it's it's got to be surely. Like with the extra 7,000 in there as well. Obviously, the test events went really well. Klopp having a bit of a joke at Chelsea's expense there, which was hilarious. I thought, to be honest, when I don't even like. And then obviously, I don't know if you've seen the stuff about Burnley as well, like, or Burnley fans saying, "Oh, how can he's calling Burnley a shithole?" It's like he's not. He doesn't spend his like spare time before the game walking around Burnley. He hasn't got a clue what Burnley looks like outside the ground. He was just saying it's a fucking tough place to go at Christmas, which it is, because it's just we've never been that great at Turf Moor. Like, it's one of them hostile little grounds that no big clubs like going to.
I haven't heard what he said about Burnley, to be honest, but
he just basically said we've got like the game against Arsenal, and then we've got Burnley away just before Christmas. That's just what you want, Burnley away at Christmas. Like, but it's like he's just saying it's a fucking hard place to go. It's not that deep.
No, do you know what? Some fans are just weapons, aren't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, Burnley is a tough place to go, and I think we've got fucking about 100 bogey teams, but they're one of them. Fucking hate playing Burnley.
Yeah.
I remember being at a wedding and I was like, I was looking at the stats on my phone. It was like shot after shot after shot after shot after shot. I think we got beat 2-0. Like they had one shot or two shots and scored.
Yeah.
Like fuck's sake, only Liverpool. But
Only Liverpool, yeah. No, but like I say, the test event's gone well, so extra 7,000 is going to be huge. They've just got to, like you say, they've got to get behind the lads and make it a hostile atmosphere. You see all these pundits talking about the Anfield atmosphere and how it was the hardest place to go, and teams are prepared for a week just for the atmosphere and that to prepare themselves for it. Mikel Arteta did play fucking You'll Never Walk Alone to get the players used to it and shit like that. It's like we've got to bring that on Sunday.
yeah, we have. It's got to be hostile. It's got to be. You've got to expect this is the best Manchester United has ever been, and you've got to fucking go at them. You've got to be right up for the game. Every fan going in that ground's got to be right up for it, and got to be out the seat and fucking making the noise and letting Man United know we're there. Simple as that. I say that always tends to go with an early goal or an early shot or an early tackle. Sometimes it's good to get that fucking naughty tackle in the first few minutes. Player gets warmed, crowd are on the feet, and then you set the tempo for the game then.
Yeah. With their lineup, obviously we don't know what it's going to be because they got that many injuries, but I think it's likely going to be Wan-Bissaka right back. Would you think, personally, I don't think Diaz is the best player to be playing if it's going to be Wan-Bissaka there, just because Wan-Bissaka, not the best player in the world, obviously, but defensively, one-on-one, he's very, very good. And I just think the way Diaz holds the ball up and waits for the defender to commit and stuff like that, I think it's the wrong defender to be doing that way. I think that's why, for me, I'd like Nunez to start there, because he won't care who's in front of him. He'll just try and fucking knock it past and run past him. And I think he will cause him more problems than Diaz will.
Yeah, I agree. I want to see Nunez out on the left anyway. I think we've pretty much established that he's not a box striker. He's not very good in the box for a striker. But he is chaos. So I think if you put it on the left and you target some balls over the top, balls out wide, just keep hitting them balls up and over. It's going to cause them to make mistakes. They're panicking anyway as soon as they step foot on the fucking pitch. So yeah, Nunez on the left would be ideal. I think I'd love a bit of a shock. I'd love to see Gomez start right back and Trent in the middle.
Yeah.
I'd be all excited like a little kid at Christmas if that happens, just because it's something new. But yeah, you imagine Endo with Trent and Szoboszlai, Nunez on the left, Salah on the right, and then Gakpo through the middle, drawing the defenders out for the two wide lads to get in behind. You'd have Szoboszlai going up, you'd have Trent going up, you'd have the structure where Gomez and Tsimikas don't go up as much as your Robbo and your Trent at fullback. So you just have a system ready to fucking win.
Yeah.
Come on, Jürgen.
You just buzzed yourself up for the game there just by mentioning Joe Gomez. Who would have thought it?
When he played well the other day, again, come on, changed the game against Palace, and he done the right back role brilliantly. We see him as a right back whose main part of him is defending, and that's what we sometimes need in a game like that. But he came on and he was going up, going past players, good balls into the box, and he was active. So yeah, I think if you're going to use Trent in that role, use him. Don't use him a bit. Don't let him go in there at times. Just have him in there. Go for it.
Yeah, commit to it. Just
go for it. But again, I don't know whether, we've seen us do it late on in that game. And that's the difference. Whether we want to set up that way for 90 minutes, I don't know. But against Palace, eventually, that's what happened. He went into the field and it effectively changed the fucking game. So start him there, because I've said it before, lad. He's as good as, if not better, in that middle than De Bruyne. And it might sound stupid, but I don't think I've ever seen a player except like Gerrard pass a ball like him. First time volleys, 40, 50 yards up the pitch to feet, lad. He's fucking insane. His ability is ridiculous. So fucking let's utilise it. And again, if you are going to play that system where you've got Gakpo drawing defenders out into midfield, and then a fucking play into Trent who can get the ball over the top to the other two, it'll just cause chaos. I think that's how you If it's a game of chess, that's how you end it early and you kill them.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about sense passing, lad, and I think you say you've not seen anyone other than sort of Gerrard. I think I'd say it's more Alonso, and I think he's in the Alonso bracket of passing. I always remember with like Alonso years ago, and he played the pass through to, I don't know if it was Gerrard, and he's been facing the opposite way, and
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was against
That-
Fulham or something, lad. But he's been facing the wrong way, and he's played him clean through, and it's like, what? It's just, but that's Trent is capable of that. Yeah, he's unbelievable, lad. And what surprises me most about him when he goes into that midfield is how well he actually carries the ball.
yeah,
You don't expect him to do it because you're used to him sort of being a right back and passing it quite early, but he picks it up and he can take on players like quite easily. So yeah, look, throw a spanner in the works, fucking experiment. If you're gonna do it, go for it. Because Gomez is very, very, very capable at right back. I think he's now a right back for us, to be honest, rather than a centre back.
yeah.
Because he's never let us down at right back, in fairness. And I know we've said it in the past with Gomez, his speed gets him out of a lot of situations. But I think a lot of them situations, as we've said before, don't happen because of him making a mistake, first of all, necessarily. Or he is making a mistake, but it's because he's trying to cover for Trent.
Yeah. It's a
So,
nightmare. System's
like
a
we've
nightmare
said,
for whoever playing right centre half
hmm,
and fucking right midfield because it's just we just get exposed. But that's not Trent's fault. That's the system. The system is
yeah,
get the best player on the ball no matter what it takes.
hmm,
So let's put him in a system where it doesn't fucking harm us defensively and it gets him on the ball a lot more often.
yeah,
But that's against Palace. Trent went in the middle and with our Harvey Elliott, Jones, they were doing what you want your Soboslai and your McAllisters to be doing. They were getting the ball and they were going forward. They were trying to make shit happen and it wasn't forced. They were timely passes, do you know what I mean? We were looking to where the ball needs to be and where to play the ball in. When we were playing the first half, just drifting the ball over the top to absolutely no one. There was no thought in the passing. We were just trying to force it and then we make them changes and we got calmer. Time's running out, we're getting calmer and looking better. And that's what we need to start that game calm, but assured that we can go on and fucking get 3 points.
yeah. And you mentioned sort of the right midfield role there. I think we used to get away with it a lot, and we didn't really realise it because of Jordan Henderson.
Yeah.
You knew if Jordan Henderson was starting, but he wasn't on that right side of the field, you knew that's where they were going to attack. He was so willing to drop into right back when Trent was going forward, and you didn't really notice it as much, I don't think. So, I think that was his sort of primary role towards the end of his Liverpool career with playing that role. I think he was absolutely fucking brilliant at it. Went unnoticed a lot of the time as well, I think. But we
I
need
think
somebody to fill that role in sometimes.
with his injuries as well, you did notice when he wasn't playing. You know, he wasn't the most fantastic footballer, didn't have the best technical ability, but he done that job. Awesome. What he done, he just offered that support to the team and he allowed, by being a bit of the donkey during the dirty work, he allowed other players to excel and shine. And that's where he didn't get enough credit because you noticed him when he wasn't there. You know, and I think even now, if he was still here, still playing for us, I think he plays the way the team is now. I think he plays in the sixth role, and he does it all right with the support of fresh legs around him, where he isn't having to do all the running and all the leg work. So that's effectively what happens. He's put himself into the ground, and is like if you think of his last 12 months, he's gone from nearly leading us to a quadruple to a proper downfall, a terrible season. Fabinho was the same. The pair of their legs just dropped off instantly. There was no warning. They were just gone all of a sudden. And I think we've done that to them.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame we didn't get to see what they would be like with a lot of fresh legs around them because obviously we knew we were losing 3 midfielders anyway, at least.
Yeah.
So we were bringing midfielders in regardless. But yeah, it would have been nice to see what they would have been like with fresh legs around them. But I think certainly the way they started the season anyway, we haven't missed a single one of them. I think now we're starting to see, now that we are picking up a few injuries again, I think we are starting to see where maybe I think probably Fabinho more than Henderson would have still been good to have around and have in there as an extra man. Because I think, some games we could have done with maybe sort of two in the six, maybe. Like
Yeah.
at City or something like that, and you play Endo and Fabinho or something like that. Um, but look, I mean, he's just gone out of the Club World Cup to the Egyptian fucking Champions League winners, so um, he's not having a great time of it.
No, I'll be honest. I think if I was going to keep one of the two, it would have been Henderson because I think he still had a lot more to offer. I think Fabinho physically just fucking gave up with the game. He just couldn't look like he couldn't be asked. He couldn't move, couldn't run, couldn't tackle, couldn't pass. Just was shite. And he's the same in that league. I've seen clips of him just fucking letting players walk past him. It's like walking football at times. It's a shocking level, and he's struggling at it. So I think he's just folded.
It's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's strange, lad. So again, you don't know. They have personal lives as well. Where like I know he lost his dad, and sometimes you can't be asked. Doesn't matter how much money you're on. It's just fucking our fella. You mightn't be motivated to go out and play footy. You might have lost the love of the game, or he might have just aged rapidly and his real age has come through, and he is fucking class. But the drop off on him was mad. But no, would have just been nice. I think. Don't want to talk about the ex-players too much, but it would have been nice to have like the name like a Fabinho or a Henderson or a Milner on the benches or in the squad when we did have knocks, because they'd have been ideal people to come in, but it's not to be. And we just need the new lads again. I think we forget Szoboszlai, McAllister, Enzo. They've been here a couple of months. And now it's not even Christmas yet. Season starts in August. We've only had them 4 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're still bedding in. They're still learning each other's skills and attributes. And as I say, it's easy to play football, but it's nice to fucking know what each player's going to do. If I give the ball to him, he wants it this way, he wants it there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they're learning all that with each other. I know they train every day and that, but 4 months in, we're doing remarkable. Where we shouldn't be in it. We shouldn't be in a title race. We shouldn't be in the conversation. We should have been between 4th and 6th, trying to sneak into the top 4 based on the performance last season, and the fact of the shake-up of the team. And we are where we are through pure graft and pure talent. So we're lucky in a sense, but we've got to give them a bit of leeway as well, that sometimes they are going to have a bit of an off game. They're brand new, playing a new system in a new team, and they will have little drop-offs. Yeah,
well, I mean, you've just sort of answered what I was about to ask you. Do you think we're exceeding expectations at the minute? But I agree with you. I think we are. I think if you would have said at the start of the season, or if you go back to that Chelsea game, and we come back to this all the time because we fucking went massively over the top with that one and how bad it was. But it's good to come back to see how good we actually have done. But if you'd have said to me after that game, like, you'll be 15 games into the season, whatever we are, and you'll be top of the league, and you only would have lost 1 game because of a fucking dodgy VAR decision, I would have bit your hand off for it, because I wouldn't have believed you in a million years.
No, I agree. Don't get me wrong. When the season started and you see the players were signing, and you get a bit of hope, but then you see what Arsenal are signing, what Newcastle are signing, what United are signing, City, and you're thinking, fucking hell, it's going to be hard. Chelsea, you're putting names on paper and thinking, fuck, on paper is our squad as good as any of theirs. You know what I mean? When you're looking at it and you're looking at ages and that, and you start thinking to yourself, it is going to be fucking very difficult, but we have exceeded expectations early. I thought eventually we were going to get back to where we were. I didn't think it'd be so soon, but I did say to you that evening I spent when Jurgen Klopp was in my presence, he had a vibe about him. He had a buzz about him. We'd made the signings. I think we had the likes of Szoboszlai, McAllister. I think they were all in. Don't think we bought Endo at that point, but he was just saying, listen, we were shit last season. Just believe in us. Just believe. And he was smirking his fucking head off, and I'd still keep looking up there because he's there. But yeah, you just gotta. But whatever he says, you believe it, because he's got that aura about him. So I did. I went into the season thinking we'd be a lot better than last season. But even now, if we don't quite, we can't be getting overexcited without being miserable. You can't be getting overexcited because there could be little slip-ups and hiccups here and there because they're a fucking brand new team and we are doing brilliantly to be where we are, especially with the fixtures we've had. We've played fucking most of the top teams away.
Mm.
So, you know, we've got everyone to come to Anfield and hopefully we only get better as the season goes on. But if we weren't to get over the line and we were to finish top 4 comfortably, you've still got to take your hats off to the lads. You know, I said before the season, if we can win the Europa League or the FA Cup and finish in the top 4 comfortably, then sound season. And I stand by that now. If we have a little drop off in form, we lose a few points and we don't stay at the top, you've still got to fucking clap the lads, because our target this season wasn't to win the league. It was to get back in the Champions League and try and win a cup. So I'll accept that. But I am confident that we're going to get better.
Yeah.
I think the teams around us, like the likes of your cities and that, they always have a little blip and give you false hope. Them cunts every year, they have a little 2 or 3 game window where you go, these are fucking mere mortals, so to say. But I think this year they could be either a fucking shock with the likes of Villa, or
that'd be something, wouldn't it?
Or Liverpool, but I don't think it's clear cut. I think everyone's in with a shout, and it's fucking great to be in the conversation.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's it. You look at it now, and it's what, a four horse race, I think, at the very least. You know, Villa, the pundits are still saying, are Villa title contenders? Fucking absolutely, they are.
Of course, yeah.
They're right in the mix. Like, yeah, look, I think everybody knows that they're probably not going to go all the way in, and they're probably not going to last the season where they are. But right now, they're absolutely title contenders, and anyone saying they're not is a fool. But it's a proper. It feels like a sort of a Barclays season in a way, like when you're not, you're at this stage of the season, you're looking at the league and going, I haven't got a fucking clue who's going to win it. And it used to be like that years ago. You had us, you had Chelsea under Mourinho, you had Ferguson with United, you had Arsenal sort of starting to drop off a bit with Wenger, but they were still obviously in the mix. When it was the big four, it's got that feel of it again where anything can happen. And we've just got to sort of ride that wave and keep the momentum going. Like we've said, the performances haven't been fantastic lately, but we're winning. We're keeping that momentum up. We've got self-belief, which is fucking more important than how you're playing a game. If you just go into a game all the time thinking, right, we're going to score more goals than them, that's all we need to do. I don't care how many they score, we're winning this game. And you don't let that belief drop, then that they're going to do it. And you've seen that against Fulham.
Fulham and Palace.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, to be fair, Palace, I forgot about that one. But I mean, I think the way the Fulham one happened, I think was a bit more I think they needed that belief more in that game because, like, obviously we scored, equalised, and then another equaliser, and then they take the lead. And I think it's when they take the lead in that and coming back twice, you think to yourself, this is happening again. It reminded me
of one of them games.
It reminded, what it reminded me of? It reminded me of a few years ago, just after Klopp first arrived. Palace come to Anfield, I think it was second to last game of the season. And I think we took the lead and then they went on to win 3-1 or something. And it was another one of them games where you're just thinking, how the fucking hell's that just happened? Yeah. And I think Fulham would have been like that. They played very well, Fulham, don't get me wrong. But it wasn't a 4-3 game, the way the game played out. And as we said before, it needed the worldies. But like I said, they've got belief in themselves. I like the way you described it as Jürgen being in your presence and not the other way around. Yeah, look, I mean, there's rumours now that we're going to be offering him a new deal again. I say rumours. I say rumours. The only thing I've seen saying it is that fucking Indy Kayla, whatever. I don't know how. I don't believe him most of the time, in all honesty, even if he's right. But look, we all want him to stay.
I think I said to you on one of the podcasts recently, there's not a chance he walks away from that team when you fucking average your midfield age is like 22 now. Your team, you've got fucking 24, 25. There's 2 or 3 players in 30s there. He's got a team of young lads that can go for years. And I think he's going to want to see it through. I think he'd kick himself if him and Pep left at the same time. They get sanctioned, and we could walk away with fucking all sorts. You know what I mean?
Mm.
We could start leading the league as we should have done. Like without City, we've won 3 league titles under Klopp. Effectively, you know what I mean? Possibly more. You just gotta. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying if they get sanctioned and they give us the leagues, we'll fucking go partying and that. But he must know in his head we realistically should have won 3 league titles if the rules were fucking adhered to. He's not gonna walk away from a team that can go on to do that now fairly. I just can't see it. I can't see him handing the reins over to anyone. That's his team. He wants to see it succeed. I can't see it. I just can't see him walking away. His
No, I
wife
can't.
wants to leave the city. You know, he said when he leaves, he wants to go back to Germany. I don't think he will. I think she'll want to stay here forever. Like fucking Ulie's family did and Rafa's family did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kenny. Everyone who comes here stays here. So hopefully we can get him over the line, lads, and that'd be bigger than any signing, any trophy. To have that man back staying at the helm another fucking 5 or 6 years would just be magic.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. I think I do think he stays as well. I say the only job he'd leave for, but I don't even think if it come up he'd leave for it. I don't think he goes into another club after us. I think the only other job he takes after Liverpool is the national team, is Germany. Just to round his career off in that way. But yeah, I think you're spot on. I think the way he's built he has rebuilt the team. It might have only been 4 signings, but it's a complete rebuild. The way that midfield looks now, the way he's integrating the younger lads. You know, Quansah this season, Harvey Elliott's obviously a massive part of the team now. Curtis Jones is the same. You know, you've got the likes of Bendo, who's looking to be a fixture moving forward. Some of the other lads, Katie Gordon played last night. After I think it was his first time in about a year and a half that he's played. Bajcetic is still going to come back. It's like,
yeah, fucking hell.
He's integrating these players so well, and it's, you know, we talk about new lads like in just the signings, but all these young lads in the academy coming into the first team, they're new lads as well. They've got to integrate. You know, it's all well and good playing under 21s football and reserve football and playing the same system that Jurgen Klopp plays, but you're not playing playing the system that Klopp plays is not the same as playing for Klopp's system. If you get what I mean. So it's just, yeah, I can't see it happening, but I can't. Bajcetic hopefully isn't far away. I don't know if you've seen the picture of the one with Mo with the 200 shirt, but
In McAllister post.
but McAllister was going to say that. Bajcetic is now the same height as Gomez, so he's fucking had a big growth spurt. But apparently that's what's been keeping him out, is like, and the same with Gordon is like injuries coming through like growing essentially. And that it's just been causing them havoc essentially, because I think Gordon's like grew a good fucking few inches as well. Which is
I want to be on. I can do it. Get me the accent.
Yeah, so it's mad, lad. But I'm not. I'm just looking forward to Sunday now. I'm not. I'm purposely not getting like too overly optimistic with it, just because. Again, it's United, anything can happen. I think it's got to that point now where it is a bit like the derby, and the fact that we used to say, at least anyway, form goes out the window.
Yeah, it does,
and United's one of them now.
And again, I think that's what I love about Klopp as well, is that he gets up for the big games like a fan as well. He'll be agitated on the touchline and fucking animated, should I say. He'll be fucking active. So it's a big game, and it's always a big game against Man United, as you say. It's like, it does get that Everton feel about it, where you just think we've got to turn up and we win. If we turn up, we win the game. But we can't be turning up like that. We could do it fucking like extra motivation and turning up raring to go and trying to make a statement. You know what I mean? Because the last few performances haven't been great. So we could do a turn in that corner now where we scrape and wins. We'd start blowing teams away, and there's no better team to start against than Man United.
Yeah, absolutely. So I thought I was going to message you about this, but I thought I'd fucking hit you with it out the blue.
Right.
So it's not bad, don't worry. Just to finish off, didn't get any questions in this week, so I thought a little bit of fun at the end of it. I want to know what your top 5 goals are against Man United.
Oh,
Doesn't have to be necessarily the best goals, just your favourites.
my favourites. Can't put them in order.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right. Danny Murphy.
Which one?
The last minute at Old Trafford, the dink over Bartes.
Yeah.
Who played that ball over?
Gerrard, I think.
Was it little dink over the top and then he dinked the keeper?
I
Murphy again.
Danny Murphy could have his own fucking collection with this one.
I know, the free kick.
Yeah.
Ngog, I think, is up there.
Yeah.
David Ngog. The Torres Vidic one.
Yeah.
I always loved that. Then you've got John Armour, Reese, haven't you? You've got Reese. Do you know, fucking hell. There's too many, lad. Oh, do you know what one I always think going? Josh Senna. The one that chopped it off.
Yeah, yeah. The
And then
little fucking lob over.
Against Madrid, the same type of goal, didn't he, the week after?
Just turned into the greatest footballer on the planet for a week.
For a week, yeah.
And then disappeared.
I'll say Danny Murphy's chip. The John Armour Reese free kick.
Wait, hang on. The one where he's nearly broke the leg, broke the net, or where he broke Alan Smith's leg?
Both, but the goal. the goal, the free kick. Murphy, Reese. Torres. Oh, Gerrard's penalty where he kisses the camera as well. Fucking hell. David Ngog when he sealed it.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is why I didn't want to message you about it, because you'd still be writing it down now. I have to do it. Like,
I'd have had to research it. Who else did I say?
You said Murphy's 2.
No, I'm taking Murphy's free kick out.
So you've got Murphy, the little dink. You've got Torres against Vidic. Or I think you've still got that anyway.
Yeah, Torres,
you've got Dossena,
Ngog, and
Gerrard.
Yeah.
No, so you've got a couple of man in there. And first one was Murphy's dink, myself. And I always remember the commentary on it. And it was, I'd say it was Gerrard. And he sort of passes it around Neville. And the commentator just says sort of along the lines of, the pass told Murphy how to finish that. And it was just
folded in the air, and I can see the goal, how he dinked him from that close to the goal as well. Oh, it's great.
It was mad. That's it. I say Murphy could have his own little collection of goals against United on his own, like, but yeah, he was a little clutch player against United, wasn't he?
He was a big game player. He was a bit like Luis Garcia. Not involved in a lot of the game, but you know, when he'd done the basics all right, but when you needed someone to fucking pop up with something special, he'd done it.
Yeah. But no, I had to think in, man. The reset free kick, obviously that's got to be in there. It's just iconic.
Goal or the break.
The goal. It's just it's iconic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of the few times Martin Tyler actually fucking sounded like he was unbiased against Liverpool, which was a miracle in and of itself. What I'm going to go for is Ryan Babel's winner. The season we come second. That one's less about the goal, to be honest, and more about the whole just situation. We were in Butland at the time, if you remember me, you and Gaz. And
was that when
Wes Brown scored the own goal?
Wes Brown's own goal, yeah.
Yeah. And
Vieira scored?
No, don't.
Vieira?
Nah. Because it was only 2-1.
Oh, I'm sure.
He might have crossed it or something for it to go in, but
no, he scored a belter as well against them from Reina. Whacked it straight up the pitch and he hit it on the volley.
That was against Villa, that.
Was it?
Yeah.
My head's gone. Come on.
But anyway, yeah, it was the situation. Like we were watching that in whatever wherever we were in Butlands, and like all the other Liverpool fans just congregated around our table because we didn't
Oh, it's
show
like
up
the
the
little
whole
mini
game.
cup, weren't it?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. So that's more in there more for that whole situation. But that season, it felt like it was going to be it, and that sort of topped it off at the time. You know what I mean? It was just boss. Um, and then it gets tough here. So like Engog again is in there for me, less for the goal, more just for Reina. Like the full
There's one.
length of the pitch, yeah, first one to him. Um, and then my last one. Um, like I said, there's so many. Like,
He just brought back the Salah one to me now, where he took his top off, and Allison's the first one there.
yeah. Now I'm going to throw a more recent one in, and I think I'm gonna. This is purely just for I thought the goal was fantastic more than anything. Was Gakpo's last season in the 7-0. The pass inside from Robertson, just it didn't look like there was a pass there to be played, and then Dwayne just took it inside and curled it in. Thought it was just a fantastic goal. So that was just it was brilliant. But
So many.
I could have asked you for the list at 25, and we could fill it. Like it's just one of them games, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
there's a lot. I'm sure Vieira scored against them, you know. I'm Google it now.
he might have done, but I don't know if it was for us. But I'd say that goal you're talking about, I'm fairly sure was against Villa. Because we beat them like 6-0, I think it was. Um, so yeah, just
Yeah, you might be right, lad. Um, no, I'm lying.
just need that verification that I'm right.
I think you're right. No. Oh, we did. No. He scored one in training once.
There you go. That'll do.
That'll do, mate.
You know what I'm going to throw in there as an honourable mention as well, by the way? Fabio Aurelio's free kick in that 4-1.
Yeah, that was
Um,
fantastic.
like Van der Sar at the time was fucking unbelievable, and he's just rooted them to the spot.
And he didn't move, did he?
No, he was a boss player. And like he was another one of them who was just so unfortunate with injuries. I always remember his goal against Chelsea as well, the free kick where he's
I
caught them out.
called that. I called that. I swear down, my dad always says it to me. I said to me dad, if I was taking that free kick, I'd shoot from the goalkeeper's way too far to the other post. He was on the other post.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said, gotta shoot, and the wall's shite. And he did, and we scored. Good in.
No, lots of great memories of playing
Let's
United.
hope to God we turn up on Sunday and we've got a few more to talk about. But again, even the little ones like you that one with Luis Suarez, where he's done all the hard work and Dirk Kuyt tapped it in the snake.
Yeah.
That's going in that.
Dirk out with a fucking 3-yard hat-trick.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm
Just love it.
The crowd singing happy birthday to Kenny. Fucking
Yeah.
great.
No, there's been loads, and like even in games where we've lost, there's been some fucking like standout moments for us. Like the Benteke overhead is like one shining light in the Liverpool.
Why is that not in any like comparison with the likes of the United one the other day and Rooney and that?
I can only think it's because we
Rooney's
lost.
come off his fucking shin.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? It's great to be able to do it, but that was luck. It's a shame. There's no technique in it. It doesn't hit his foot. It's his fucking leg.
Yeah.
So he's not even classing that as a good goal. Shite.
No, I don't know. It always gets overlooked, and I think I don't know if they just don't include it because we lost in the other games, like the team that scored the overhead won or something like that. But who gives a shit? The criteria is the goal good, and it was a fucking belter.
Yeah. No, do you know what? There's been some fucking. Remember you mentioning John O'Shea before? Remember being in the Cop years ago, and me dad was in the Western with our Peter and my granddad, and I was in the Cop, and they brought John O'Shea on with about fucking 12 minutes to go, and I went, I think it was 0-0. And I went, oh, that sound that he's fucking shite, and he scored off a corner, lad. He scored the winner.
Yeah.
And I just remember just being stood there like, I can't. Why would you even jinx it? Why would you say that? Walk back to Western and had a little shandy going about 15 or something.
But that's why I can't get overly confident at least anyway, with a United game, because that happening is the equivalent to like fucking Diogo Dalot popping up on Sunday.
That's what I mean, though. I say we should be like other teams' cup finals, and like I think he knows if they take a battering, he's gone. He is gone. There's no saving face for him. He's spent millions upon millions. The team's getting worse, not better. He's relying on lads that he put in the fucking transfer window. You know what I mean? He's relying on lads he told had no part to play, and he's having to play them every week because the other lads aren't good enough. So he's gone, I think, and it'd be great for it to be us who does it, because I think they go into absolute meltdown. Yeah, we're just the king of fucking getting managers sacked, aren't we? But yeah, I think we've got to turn up with that. Like, as a fan, I know Klopp won't turn up wanting us seeing a colleague, so to say, like, lose his job, but that's what the fans will be wanting. Go in there, fucking maul them, and see him.
You know what? To be fair, I mean, the ones you see on Twitter and stuff like that, a lot of them are saying like, you got to keep him because, and I think they're half right. They're doing what Chelsea used to do. As soon as the manager goes through a little bit of adversity in the job, they get rid, and then you've got to start rebuilding all over again. It's like, that's why they're going to keep being where they are. They're never going to win anything of any significance while they continue in this way. And
I think the problem they've got, lad, as well. I think there's too many bosses above the manager. I don't think they're signing all the players, the managers. I think they're getting given players who are hot in the market at the moment. You know what I mean? Who might sell a few shirts, and I think you can see based on the teams he selects. I don't think he wants all the players he's got. You know, it's a fucking hard situation to be in when you're not technically the manager. You've got someone above you pulling other strings and getting players involved that you don't really want in that. It's a manager's nightmare, that. But if that's how the club's run and he can't deal with it, then the only thing they can do is chop and change, and they're going to have to. They'll end up with Steve Bruce. Yeah, they'll end up with fucking Steve Bruce or Graham Potter.
I mean, they've got Steve McCladden on the staff, haven't they? So they can just promote him. They'll be sad.
Like that.
That's it, lad. All he needs to do is throw his Dutch accent on, and no one will notice that Ten Hag even gone. But look,
it'd be nice if it was us who got him the sack, and you know we can fucking wind them up a little bit. But again, I don't want to be overconfident, but I think if we've just got to turn up, we've got to turn up, we've got to be hungry, and we've got to want to hurt them. Yeah. And I think if we do that, we win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll wrap it up there for this one. Always good to chat about Liverpool, especially when they're playing a big game. Well, it's a big game for United anyway. But we'll be back next week to talk about the result, no matter what. Hopefully it's a positive episode.
Why did you say no matter what then? Like, there's risk we're going to lose. Don't like it.
Because I've got to. It's impartiality on a not impartial podcast. I don't know why I just said that. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. We'll be back next week after the Reds have smashed United. Is that better? But until then, up the Reds.
Up the Reds.